All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night training, September 24th. It is actually September 25th, Wednesday for me over here in Manila, Philippines. My name is Jesse Macpherson, and I am very excited to be with you guys here today as we are literally 30 days away from the official launch of our new company we are co-creating together here, Viago. So let's go. It is going to be an incredible 30 days as we are getting prepared. So a couple things here. We are finishing up the month of September. I want to talk a little bit about that. And then heading into our official pre-launch and launch month over the course of these next 30 days into October. So a few things here that I think are time sensitive, a few things that are important. We also got some announcements, but I want to let you guys know that next week, which is October 1st, is that right? Next Tuesday is October 1st for you guys or for all of us? Yes. Next week, October 1st, I am very excited to announce the brand new system that we are going to be launching here as an organization that is going to be happening next Tuesday. This is going to be huge. And we're not even talking about some additions. We're talking about not even upgrades. We're talking about putting a completely new rocket fuel and system on this for you guys, which I know is going to be incredibly helpful as far as from onboarding systems to new updated websites, applications, systematic approaches of follow-up programs. There's so many things that are going to be launching. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. Next Tuesday, do not miss. Next Tuesday is going to be the launch of our new team systems is going to be happening next week. It's going to be huge for us. Before we get into everything that's going on, I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to hear from one of my dear friends and one of our leaders here. Who's been helping blaze the trail, obviously here, not just in North America, helping in launching and opening up the Philippines here and building an international market. But him and his wife just got back from our Elevate event, which happened in Europe, which was their pre-launch event for Viago, which was in Milan, Italy. So I'm not sure if he's still jet lagged or in what time zone that he's in, but our diamond agent here, Mr. Ben Bradshaw. Are you there, my friend? Can you pop on and say hi to everybody?
Hey, what's up, brother? So good to see everyone.
Yeah.
Jet lagged for sure. What's up, DG? Chi-Town. What's up? What's up? So definitely jet lagged. We got back at like 2 a.m. last night, and we actually had to run to our next flight. It was pretty crazy. Um, Definitely need to run more. Let's just say that. So, but we got to our next flight within like 10 minutes left. But I got to tell you guys, like it was, it just was over the top. I was talking to Sapphire agent Dominic Curry earlier, and we were talking a little bit about Elevate coming up here, and I was just like, I don't understand how people travel and they don't do it with us. Like literally the access to what they have. I mean, obviously I went out there to be a speaker for our European Elevate convention, but it also happened that it was, Lauren and myself, our 14 wedding anniversary. So it was really special. And we got to celebrate it in Milan, Italy during Fashion Week with all of our secret Viago family. And, but it could not have been just a more special trip, the experiences, the fun Friday. We literally got to go to Lake Como and have a private tour on a boat. We had our own private lunch. Like, I actually, it's funny. Like, I ate pizza every day out there, and guess what? I never got tired of it. And then I get home today, and my daughter said they want to order pizza for dinner, and I'm like, there's no chance. I can't have American pizza now. Like it can't happen. The food was just absolutely insane. The pictures we were able to take, the connections we were able to make. I mean, people came from every European country. People came from even Africa, from Zimbabwe. And so we actually were talking about setting up one of our next trips to Zimbabwe. I mean, just I don't know where else you get this type of access. Access to experiences, access to discounts, access to, VIP, access to, the world's greatest people. And by the way, we're just in pre-launch, so I don't know about you guys. I'm not going to wait to, recruit. I'm not going to promote to recruit. Um, I'm going to recruit to promote. So I can tell you, we got 30 days left. If your life depended on it, these next 30 days, I would do more than you've ever done in your life. That's for sure. Jesse, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, brother. So exciting times, exciting times. So real quick, for those of you guys that don't know, we will share a quick video here for you guys in case you guys didn't see it as to where the next event in 2025 is going to be, which is Playbook for Europe and Africa. So enjoy.
Habibi, come to Dubai.
What's up, Viago? Eric G here, live from beautiful Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, enjoying our incredible product behind me. I'm so excited that you guys are in Italy this weekend, and I'm sure you're having an incredible event. Everybody knows about the launch happening October 25th in Las Vegas, in my hometown. You're all invited. We'd love to see you guys there, but we know it's asking a lot to travel all the way to Las Vegas just in a month from now. So here is what we are announcing. The first international event of 2025, launching Viago for all of Europe, all of Africa, in Dubai, March 8th. Myself, my wife Lindsay, Jesse, a lot of other people are going to be coming, and we're going to teach you everything you need to know about how to explode Viago so you can own your part of the world and plant your flag. And let's Via go.
What's going on, Viago family? Jesse Macpherson coming at you from Manila, Philippines, but I cannot wait to be with you at our Playbook event, March 8th and 9th in Dubai with Mr. Eric Grzybowski, as well as so many other incredible trainers and talent that's going to be sharing with you how to capitalize on the official launch of Viago at our first European and African event after the company's officially been launched. For me, this has been 22 years I've been in this amazing industry, and it changed my life, going from a broke hip-hop dance teacher to having an opportunity to experience the world, but more importantly now with Viago, to create a community and a culture where people will have an incredible quality of life by being associated with our company, but more importantly, be able to experience more of not just life, but lifestyle. So make sure, get your tickets, but more importantly, get as many people to come with you to experience our Playbook event in Dubai. See you there. Habibi, come to Dubai. So pretty cool stuff. Anyway, we are excited about it. If you guys didn't get a chance to get the video, we did drop it inside of the groups and the group chats. But a couple things we want to make sure that everybody got a chance to see and was aware of is, so this is going to be our first international event and training. It's March 8th and March 9th. That's Saturday and Sunday, viagoevents.com. You can get your tickets. Myself, Eric Grzybowski, are going to be at that event. But also, one of the unique things about this is there is a reward escape into the convention. Now, this is one of the things that I am so excited about. And the reason why is because we get a chance to not only use our escape points and use this incredibly discounted, but this is a 5-day, 4-night escape, which goes Tuesday to Saturday, which is the March 4th through March 8th. And so we're talking 5-star luxury in Dubai, round trip transfer airport. We got breakfast every day, a welcome dinner cruise in the marina of the Dubai Marina, which if you've never done is one of the coolest experiences ever, right? We get a full city day tour. We have the Dubai Fountain Show, a farewell dinner, which so is going to be amazing. And then, of course, you can extend 2 more days, Saturday and Sunday, for the Playbook convention over the course of the weekend. Now, if we have a member that doesn't want to go to the convention, but they want to go and extend, they can extend. They don't have to go to the convention. There's going to be a lot of other surprises coming to you guys, obviously, that most people don't even know about, but just trust me, this is going to be fun. If you've never experienced an international event and you want to build into this around a convention. Now, the United States is going to have our Playbook event at the beginning of January, which you're going to find out about when, where, and being able to purchase your tickets at our Las Vegas convention at the official launch here next month, just so you guys know. So let's dive into some of the training stuff. So on our website, teamsynergyagents.com, you're going to see our countdown, details about the event. One of the things I want to make you guys know is the room block for the Rio has been extended or added. We've added more rooms to our room block. We have literally sold out our room block 3 times. That's right. We've had to add 3 amendments to the room block for the Rio for our convention because we filled it up immediately. Now, we normally do based on the amount of ticket sales, how many rooms that we need, and we sold it out, and then we did the second one. This is our 3rd amendment. The hotel is like, guys, we can't give you any more amendments. So this will probably be the last room block available through our block at the discounted rates, which again, you can get on our website, teamsynergyagents.com. The room block link is right there on the team site. So you guys can get that. There's not going to be a lot. I have a feeling it's going to probably sell out again today because there's people that have been waiting. If it does sell out, you can still book on our online booking or through our backend through ProSearch. It's just not going to be in the upgraded tower, just so you guys know. Through that. Now, finishing up the month of September, we've got our pre-launch triple play. So what is this? For every new enrollment that you get a point. And for every point that you get, we want to get you into that top 10. Top 10 from August or from July that finished, from August and now the month of September are going to be crossing the stage at our launch event in Vegas. This is going to be a huge deal. And part of the reason why is because forever you will have a picture of you on stage at the launch event for your story. This is a big deal. So getting into that top 10 is going to be amazing. We want to get you guys up there, which is pretty cool. So, and I want to say congrats. Look at this guy, just absolutely ripping it, leading the charge, Mr. Get Paid Eric Grzybowski. First for July, first for August, and now still first for September, which is pretty darn amazing. What an incredible accomplishment. So, but look at what's happening. Look, the leader sets the pace. If I remember correctly, I think 8 out of the 10 are from Eric's new business that he has created, which means setting the pace. This is how it works. Leaders lead. So what an incredible job there. Obviously, the money that's on the table for those top 5 positions. And when you get 20 points or more, we end up doubling those commissions, which is amazing. You get to 30 points, we triple them. So closing out the month of September. Now, before I go through the rest of this and elevate and building into elevate, a couple of things that I want to make sure you guys know from the agenda. We are going to have a 50 squared and above leadership meeting on Thursday, the first Viago leadership meeting, where you're going to get a preview as to all of the new company that's being launched on Saturday. On Friday, we're going to have our Club Fit workouts in the mornings each day, which is going to be a lot of fun. And for many of you guys that are going, hey, what's going on with Club Fit? When's the next group? When's the next challenge? Vegas. Vegas is going to be some big announcements that you guys are going to do some backflips about for sure when you hear about what's going to be happening with Club Fit, which is going to be amazing. Also, we've got our Viago pool party that's going to be happening during the day right there from noon. And then on Friday night, the Inner Circle party is going to be a night of stars. That is the theme. If you guys didn't hear it yet, didn't know about it, we're going to get those details out. A night of stars, which means we want you to dress up. So it is going to be bring that suit and bow tie, right? So bring that gown and dress. We are going to have the red carpet is going to be out. Paparazzi is going to be there. We're calling in the paparazzi for this one. You never know. There might be a few stars that show up. It is Vegas. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Saturday, obviously, we have our convention and our official launch of the company is going to be on the 26th in the morning. That's obviously the one not to miss. And then we're heading into our Sunday event, followed by our Neon Nights costume party. We are going to be doing a giveaway rewards for the best costumes. And then on Monday, our community day and contribution day. So all of these details, we wanted to give you the agenda as quickly as we can ahead of time, as best as possible to serve you. So my recommendation would be to come in on Thursday, right? I do know that that's another hotel night. If you can't make it in on Thursday, then get there as early as possible on Friday. If you're flying from the East Coast, get on that 6 a.m. flight, sacrifice a little bit of sleep. It'll be worth it. If you're driving in, wake up and drive in early. That breakout session that's going to be happening Friday at 10 to noon, it will be recorded and it will go in the inner circle, just so you guys know, maximizing your Viago membership. So for those of you guys that if that's not possible for you to make it to, we get it, right? So we want to be conscious of the agenda if you can, but missing the pool party and the inner circle party, I mean, look, there's only going to be one first Viago pool party. And part of the reason why I think this is going to be important is you want to be in the video. You want to be in the promo video. You want to be in all of it, obviously, but I want you to think about what you're going to be able to capture from this Viago event. Obviously, crossing the stage from the Viago pool party with our Viago merch, our first ever pool takeover at the Rio. Then we're going to have the inner circle party, a night of stars and dressed up and all the red carpet stuff that's going to be happening. And then we have our costume party. I mean, look, this is like a training with a party problem. When we take a look at it, but literally the training that is going to be happening over the course of the weekend. It's not just the training and the content, but more importantly, the announcements. There is going to be incredible training to prepare you for this official launch as to really what you can do in the next 30, 60, 90 days to completely set yourself up. So for many of you, Christmas is going to look wildly different in an amazing way, 2024. But 2025 is a year that I believe many of you, if you look at and do this properly, going to look at it as go, that was the year, and so, when you paint this forward 10 years, 20 years from now, it's kind of like for me, when I look back on 2006 was the year for me that changed my world. Because it was the year that I went from struggling to figure out how to make money inside of this industry to my first 6-figure year. And there were some very pivotal things that happened during that year, those day of decisions where when there was something that happened that made it possible for me to go on this incredible run. And since 2006, I've never made less than 6 figures, and going from 6 figures annually to 6 figures monthly, because of learning these programs and these systems. So make sure, obviously Vegas is going to be great. Now, the last thing for me to talk about here is Bali. This will be our first Viago Reward Escapes trip after the company's official launch, November 15th to the 19th in Bali. We have a few more rooms available. There's 5 more days left to book this trip, or 6 more days for you guys in order to book this trip. It is going to be unbelievable. So if you have never done Bali, it is my number. I've been to 50 countries. It's my number one. I don't even know how to explain it. From the it's almost like everywhere you go, you're like, it's like it's an Instagrammable moment. I don't know how else to explain it, where you're like, is this real? This looks fake. Is this set up? So when you get a chance. Now, this picture is from us up in Ubud with the rice paddies. This is the resort is a 5-star resort on the beach. It is a unbelievably beautiful property, and I can't wait for you guys to be able to experience it with us. But me, my wife, my daughter are going to be there, as well as many of our agents from around the world. I know some of you guys are already booked for it. Now, I do know this is last minute for many of you guys, but there are some of you out there that are like me, that you're like, well, heck, if you could go, come with me, experience this, come to Vegas. Now, I would definitely recommend, if you have to choose one, Vegas it is. I'm just letting you guys know. You're like, well, I can do Vegas or I can do Bali. Vegas, 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 Vegas. Not even like a maybe. Vegas. All right. But if you can do both, so come have some fun with us. Now, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I can make Bali, well, what about Dubai? All right, so come to Dubai. Now, if you're not making Dubai, then get to the rewards trip in December, which is going to be at the Fives in Playa del Carmen. Now, why do you want to use your rewards points there? Because we're going to be doing our virtual RTE regional training event from the Fives in Mexico on December 7th, which is going to be amazing. So we have a full calendar loaded up for you guys. I don't want to tease you guys too much over the course of this next week, but next Tuesday here on this same channel, we're going to be doing our last Team Synergy Tuesday night training. Everyone go like this. Aww, aww. All right. So our last Tuesday night Synergy team training. The reason why, because we're launching our new system and our new strategy next Tuesday for you guys. So don't worry, we are upgrading to a whole new program, platform, system, structure that's going to be wildly impressive. Just like the same way as we are saying goodbye to Secret Direct, as we are launching Viago, we are going to say goodbye to Team Synergy agents. Because we are no longer agents and we are moving up and on to our new programs. So make sure you're here next week for all the details on that. It's going to be a very, 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 very powerful week. So let's get into closing out the month. So there's two things here. So many of you guys I know are running for the contest to get your points to get into that top 10. But one of the most important things at the end of the month is always your residual bonus or your squared bonus. Your squared bonus is based around points left, points right. Same thing going into Viago. So members left, members right, or 100 customers that spend 100 QV count as a point as well. But what we're looking at here is closing out at what your next rank is. What you finish September as is what you cross the stage as in Las Vegas. Now, I want you guys to understand this. If you finish 5-5, that's bronze. Finish 10-10, silver. 25-25, gold. Okay. Now, many of you guys are like, well, I've already accomplished that. I get that. But here's what I want you to know is this is Viago. You might have crossed the stage as 5-5 in secret, but you haven't crossed the stage as 5-5 in Viago. So whatever you finish September as is what you are going to be crossing the stage as in Las Vegas. That's right. So this is a new company, which means new recognition, which means new certificates, which means new things. So this is a big deal. What you close the month of September at, you got 5 days here, 6 days here to close this thing out for you guys to make sure that we get you to at least your next rank or qualifying this month at the top rank we could possibly get you to. So whatever it is that we can help you guys get this thing doing is really, 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 really important. So two things here. Looking into your back office, right there smack in the middle, it's going to show you your squared bonus, which is your left and your right, and how many points you have this month. This is something to be paying attention to. Leaders, you should be looking into the organizational chart and seeing who has points left and right and helping them get to 5-5, 10-10, 25-25. That's our job here, is helping them close this out by doing presentations and sit downs and all those different things. Okay. So this is really wildly important. For me, I've got a personal goal of sponsoring at least 30 new agents, 30 new ambassadors. I gotta get my language here correct. 30 new ambassadors as we head into the our Elevate convention here. I think I'm at number 7 or number 8 right now of those 30 personal. I got to do the math on it. We just got a brand new agent started here, as ambassador started here today. My dear friend Steve is on here, so I think he's on here. So drop a comment, say hi. So everyone say hi, Steve, into the comment section. So I want to welcome him to the Viago family, and definitely will be in Vegas with us, as well as some of the other brand new people. We're just getting started. But what I want to do today for the rest of the time is I want to talk to you guys a little bit about building into the convention. All right. So building into conventions is one of the most important things that we learn to do. Now, conventions are they're not just inspirational. And this one is not, I don't even know how to describe the importance of this event, because this is unlike anything that's ever happened and will ever happen. Never happened before, will never happen again like this, because there's never going to be an official launch of Viago ever again. So you guys have an opportunity to be at the very beginning. It's the same thing with getting as many people there as possible. The more people you have, the more butts and seats, as they say, at this event, is going to dramatically impact what happens to you over the next 90 days, but into 2025. So to prepare you for this real momentum run, the idea was very important, is to get there. Now, I want to share with you a couple of the ideas, a couple of the systems, and a couple of the things that I think are pretty important when it comes towards promoting and building into an event. So first thing is this: what are the biggest excuses that people have for not coming to the convention, right? There's 2 big ones, right? What are the 2 big ones? Number 1, money. Number 2, time. Those are the 2 big ones, right? Now, of course, there's some other excuses that are valid potentially with this. And somebody says, well, I've got this, I've got that. Now, there's always the idea that, look, winners find solutions and losers make excuses. I remember when I heard that the first time and I was like, ooh, I almost felt like I got punched in the gut. But there is a truth in the fact that where most people is finding a way to be resourceful. So I want you to write this down. It's one of the highest paid skills in life, but particularly in your Viago business, is resourcefulness. Now, another really word for that is a problem solver. Okay. Now, I do want to make sure you understand that your job isn't to go find someone's problem and fix their problem. Okay. However, the idea is that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. But what if you could make them thirsty? Huh? No. Something where it's like, okay, meaning that what needs to be quenched for you in your life is in Las Vegas, and there's got to be a way that we get you there. Now, for me, how do you promote something without over promoting it or under promoting it? And where's that line between where you're coming across too aggressive or you're coming across as supportive? Now, just so you guys know, there are many things in our business that we are not in the sales business. When we're out there prospecting, when we're out there introducing, when we're inviting people to take a look at Viago, looking at our membership, looking at our opportunity, and when we're doing those things, right? We are in the sorting business. I'm not in the convincing business. I'm not in the sales business. So if you want to take a look at this, great. Hey, here's what we got. What did you like best? Did you see your opportunity? Do you see yourself traveling this year? Do you see yourself saving money? Do you see joining the community, right? Do you see something for yourself? Yes, no, kind of, sort of, where you at? Kind of, sort of, great. Let's get you some more information. Kind of, sort of, great. Let me introduce you to one of my partners, via one of the lead brand ambassadors for Viago. They can give you more details on it. It's not for you? Great, no problem. Who do you know that would like to travel more this year? Who do you know that needs an escape? Who do you know that needs a getaway? Who do you know that likes to save money versus spend more money? Hopefully that'd be you, but that's fine if it's not, right? Who do you know that's looking for an opportunity, right? So I'm giving you guys the flavor on that. It's just that's a sorting process, right? As we go through the deck and we're searching for our aces, right? When it comes to convention, we are not sorting. We are selling. I want to be very clear on this, right? So we are selling, all right? So I'm going to be selling you, just like every single one of you that's on this Zoom, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching the live, I am going to be selling you and to be in Las Vegas. Now, if I do a good job of that, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to convince me that your excuse is more important than my reasons for you to be there. And unfortunately, when it comes to this, there's nobody that has a reason that I believe is more important now, unless like it's people say it's always funny. It's like, unless you're in your own wedding or you're attending your own funeral, you should be in Vegas. I think that's a little funny, maybe a little aggressive, but also at the same time, this is one of those things that's a non-negotiable. If there was one thing inside of my network marketing career that I wish I would have taken more seriously, it would be getting people to convention, pushing people towards getting there. Now, how do you do that in a way that doesn't push people out because it's like, oh my God, you're too much or you're too over the top? Let me give you some of the ways that I have done this. Now, am I the best at this? No, I don't think that I am. But I got pretty adequate at it because what I realized was that for every person you had at a convention, they started equating it to $1,000 in annual income. I'm going to say that again. For every person you get to the convention, $1,000 in annual income. So if you want to make 10 grand, get 10 people there. You want to make 100 grand, get 100 people. Now, 100 people might sound like a lot. You're like, Jess, that sounds crazy. I don't even have 10 people on my team, So I want to share with you how it started for me because I think that this is literally one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So do you guys want to see something absolutely hilarious? Look at this, save to downloads. This is embarrassing, but it's going to happen. All right. So I was first introduced to network marketing May of 2002. It was a woman who took my dance class. I did not know her very well at all. And she was like, hey, you got to come to this event. I failed miserably, no signups my first 4 months, right? So I'm a 0 on the scoreboard. I made no money in my business. I want to quit, but I have too much pride to tell them. But every month they charge this auto ship. I was pissed off because I'm 19 years old and I'm broke. I have no money. So anyway, I go to my first regional training event they had in Long Beach where I get excited about the potential and the possibility. Now, at the regional training event, guess what they promoted? The convention. Now, the convention was in September. It might have been October. I have to go find the date for it, but it was somewhere around there, October 2002. And it was in Las Vegas. Now it's in Las Vegas, and in Las Vegas, it's at the Riviera. I don't know if you guys ever have been to that hotel. They have blown the whole thing up. It's across the street from Circus Circus. So it is gone now. But in any event, I'm going to my first convention, and I can't afford to go to the event, let alone drive hotel room. So between me launch, I did my first launch event August of 2002, and I got my first few people signed up. And this is the picture of me. Don't stop laughing. Stop it, people. Of my very first convention. Look at this. So, oh my God. Now, the guy in the middle was my upline. He was like the upline, like a $250,000 ring earner. So Craig, incredible guy. What a great mentor. And then on the left is my first sign up ever. His name's Casey Mugar, dear friend of mine. On the right was Lindsay, who was a student in my dance class. And then the far right was my buddy J. Chris Moore, who has the same birthday as me, who was helped me launch my dance company back in the day. We co-founded called Chill Factor, which did very well. And after I kind of retired from that, and he took it on, took it to huge places. So anyway, so Casey was my dance student, Lindsay was my dance student, and Jay Chris was a part of my dance company. We were in Culture Shock together. This was the first 3 people I brought to my very first event I went to in Las Vegas. Now we're gonna get rid of that screen. We're done laughing. No more from that. So, but like, what was on my chin, and why did I slick my hair back like that? This is so stupid. Anyway, I was 20 years old in that. I just turned 20, September 2002. I just turned 20. And I remember because I wasn't old enough to gamble. So when we were walking through the hotel area, I had to walk through certain areas because you're not 21. They don't let you in certain parts of the casino. But I remember going to my very first event. And it was by any means necessary. We didn't stay at the Riviera. We stayed across the street at Circus Circus because it was cheaper. It's haunted, but it's cheaper. And we shared peanut butter jelly sandwiches. And then that was like the first half of the convention. And then we ended up having just peanut butter sandwiches because jelly's expensive. I don't know if you guys know. And where it started for me. Now, why am I sharing with those 3 people at the next event led to about 10. And then those 3 people led to the next event about 20. And then it kept growing. And that's what got me to the 100. It starts with 3. Starts with 4, it starts with 5. So I don't care. The thing that right now is between now and the next 30 days, for sure you could show up not alone. At a minimum, what do we want to do? We want to have at least 1 on your left, 1 on your right. That's got to be minimum. That's the minimum goal, right? What's the bigger goal? 5 left, 5 right. Why? Because there's your squared. 5 left, 5 right. What about 10 left, 10 right? What's the goal for you? But it's got to be something that stretches you and pushes you. It's designed to. It's not designed to be comfortable. Right? If it doesn't push you, it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So we're looking to get you guys through this as much as humanly possible to get to it. So I want to give you a few tips and strategies towards promoting the event that I think are very important. Okay. Number 1 thing is break down the real cost. So what are the 3 elements that usually you're going to be spending money on when you're coming to the event? Because money is one of the biggest determining factors of whether or not somebody gets to the convention. Number 1 is going to be flight or driving. All right. So if you're in a location, so transportation, accommodation, and ticket. Now, I'm talking to you guys real quickly about the people that are looking at it going like, if money is the objection, which it is for quite a few people, right? So a couple things that I'm going to do before I break this down is talk about overcoming the financial objection. Now, there's many ways that you can do this. Some of you have great strategies for it. Here's one of the ways that I do it to overcome the money objection, or at least put the money objection in perspective, okay? So someone says, I don't got the money, right? I said, listen, I totally get it. I have been strapped before too. So I'm going to use Ben as the example, right? So Ben's like, look, man, I just don't got the money. And I was like, things are tight right now, the wife and the kids and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, look, Ben, I can appreciate that. I totally understand. I've definitely been in that situation. Here's the thing. I don't ever want you to be in a situation in the future where deciding to go to something you know is important for you and a few $100s keeps you from that in your future. Right now, you're making a decision that's based on finances. You're not making a decision that's based on what's best for you. And I don't want you to have that in your future, which is why I need you to be in Vegas. I need you to be in Vegas. The reason why is because the people who have the freedom that you're looking for are all there. Okay. So why I'm promoting the convention, I'm saying, look, money. Let me give you a simple example. I said, look, Ben, if I told you there was a briefcase in Las Vegas, okay, it was in Las Vegas, and in the briefcase, it had $10,000, 10 grand in the briefcase. And the only requirement to getting this briefcase was you had to fly into Vegas on Friday, sit in a convention room for 2 days, and on Sunday, you could take the briefcase home with you. Could you find a way to make it happen? Guess what they almost always say? Well, yeah, of course. Right? Well, of course, right? So now, if 10 isn't enough, what about 100? Right? So what if there was a briefcase with $100,000 in it with your name on it, and it was only available to you, and the only way you were going to get it if you showed up on Friday and left on Sunday, sat in a chair for 2 days, and after that you get to walk home with 100K? Would you figure out a way to make it happen? Could you figure it out? And most people are like, oh yeah, I'd figure it out, right? And part of the reason why most people would is because that's like a guarantee. Now, of course, there are no guarantees in business, but here's a guarantee I can make you. If you stay home, nothing's changing. There's your guarantee. The guarantee is being at home is not going to get you faster in your business to 100K. Now, are all the people that are at the convention making $10,000 a month? Well, of course not. But all the people that are making $10,000 a month are where? At the convention. So if you're going to learn from the people who've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, this is the place to be able to do it. So if it's the money thing is like, look, I'll get there. Now, this is one of the things I do. And you can even use this. I will give my personal guarantee, the JMac guarantee. Here's the Jesse Macpherson guarantee. If you come to the convention and you come to the launch event for Viago, and on Sunday night, dressed up in our costumes at the Halloween party, you come up to me and say, Jess, listen, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. No questions asked, I will give you your money back. I will give you your money back for your flight, your hotel, the money you spent on food, childcare you had to find, and your ticket for your Viago convention. No questions asked. That's how confident I am. That's the JMac guarantee. I will give you that. Now, some of you guys are like, I can't make that guarantee. You can make it from me. Jesse Macpherson, #1 income earner in the world of Viago, said, if you come to the convention and you sit in this, you have to be in the event the whole time. You got to come. You got to go to the pool party. You got to go to the inner circle party. You got to go to the costume party. And at the costume party on Sunday night, you say it wasn't worth it. I will give them their money back. No questions asked. Because it's not going to happen. The reason why is because I know. Now, overcoming that objection, this is why I was saying being resourceful is one of the most valuable assets that you have, is finding a way. Now, how do I do that with somebody, right? When I break this down. So money, 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 time, time, time. All right. Let me talk about time for a quick second. Is this, by the way, if you need to get the time off of work, don't go to your boss and say, hey, I have a convention in Las Vegas for a company that I'm learning how to, not work for you anymore. Like, that's not the, that's not the approach. Here's the thing. You have a family reunion. Just so you guys know, you have a family reunion in Vegas, and it's mandatory. It's a mandatory family reunion. I mean, I don't know about you. I feel like the people in Viago are more my family than my blood family. That's how I feel. So it is. It's a family reunion. So if you got a family reunion, you got to get to over there. So, and call in and just go, look, these dates, I can't come in, and figure it out. So now I get it. People say, well, they said I can't get it off. Okay, then find somebody who can replace you. Get aggressive about it. Call every employee that you know personally. And when you call them and say, listen, I will find 2 days to cover for you. I need you to cover for me on these 2 days. So instead of trying to get the company to do it, or your manager or whoever who doesn't have much skin in the game, who doesn't have a reason to help you out, if you got to figure it out, right? So I've had people that have gone in there and said, look, these 2 days I'm going to be sick. They're like, how do you know that? I just know. Call in sick, call in slick, call in whatever you got to do. Now, look, I don't want you to put yourself in a jeopardy situation where you're going to get yourself fired and all that. But what if you could be more resourceful? What if there was a way? Now, I get that for some people, this is unreasonable. And I get it. Exactly. I want you to be unreasonable. What do I mean by unreasonable? In the face of reasons, you find a way. Unreasonable, meaning whatever the reasons are, there's still a way. So I get that. I know you don't have this, but what if? Now, here's my stance. I am unshakable stance. I am unreasonable in my commitment to you being at this event. I am an absolute stand for you. There is not one thing that you can tell me that I would not be a stand for you still being in Vegas, because I know how important it is to you, not to me, to you. So letting people know that this is it is like, look, I know some people in life, when you tell them you can't get something done, they just give you okay, fine. I'm not that person. If I'm talking to Ben, I say, Ben, listen, I love you too much to let this be the reason you're not there. I care about your future too much to have this be the reason. Now, I get it's going to be tough. I get it's going to be challenged. I get you might have to do something. I get you might have to have a garage sale. I get that. But I want you to know that I am a stand that through every bit of excuse, because the reason why is this, is I am not going to co-sign on your failure. I'm not going to do that. And me allowing this to be the reason you can't go is not me being the leader I can to push you. Now, I know that might be uncomfortable, but here's the thing. Now, look, friendship-wise, I love you no matter what. You come to Vegas, don't come to Vegas. Our friendship doesn't change at all. But here's what does change. Your business changes. So you need to be there. So the reasons that you're there. So let me give you a few things money, time-wise, so you can figure this out, is finding childcare, finding some help, finding some things, right? So in this is if you're on the West Coast, drive if you have to, carpool if you've got to. There's easy ways to get there, right? Now, when it comes to money, here's a couple of things. You guys know that we make money in Viago, right? Did you guys know that? So how much money do you make when you sign up somebody for a pre-launch pack? $150. $150. Literally. You can sign up 3 people and pretty much pay for most of your trip, so if you have to. All right. So let's get somebody signed up. Like who can we go present to right now? Who can we go present to tonight? Who can we go present to tomorrow? So we can get them signed up in the system immediately. That's number one. The second thing that I'm looking at is what do you have that you could get rid of? Every one of you has a $50 mistake in your closet. For sure. Some of you got a $100 mistake in your closet. And you don't wear. Look, do Facebook Marketplace. You guys know that you can put stuff on Facebook Marketplace and people will come and buy it, right? So if you have to, throw some stuff up there. Have a garage sale, do these things. The question is, how bad do you want it? I know people that did crazy stuff to get to conventions. Now, I'm not condoning this. I'm not advertising this. I know people who donated blood. I know people who sold their car, right? But one of the big things is this, exactly, David. Here's one of the big ones, is how many people do you know that don't have the money, but they've got an 80-inch TV and they've got a $500 gaming system and they've got a whole bunch of games. So, and it's like, when I first started, remember I was 20 years old. So I was talking to a lot of young people. So all the people that said they were broke all had a PlayStation or an Xbox or had something. It's like, sell your PlayStation, sell your TV, sell your little brother. I mean, I'm just kidding. Don't sell your PlayStation. So you might need that. No, whatever it takes. Now, I remember these conversations at the beginning being like, that seems crazy. And I was like, yeah, but how bad do you want your freedom? How bad? So for me, this was one of those things where you get there. Now, I'm not going to, if them not coming to Vegas is just not in the cards, I'm not going to be like, well, if you don't make it, you'll never, I'm not going to be that person. But I'm going to be an absolute stand with whatever excuse they possibly can. Now, here's how we help them. We got to take care of one of the 3. Now, from flight, hotel, and from ticket, okay? I know this seems counter because a lot of people will be like, well, I got to get my ticket, and then I got to get my hotel, and then I got to get my flight. You got to flip that bad boy. If money is the issue, flight is my first. The reason why is this. Many people I know that bought a ticket didn't show up to the event. Some people that got a room didn't show up to the event, but almost everybody who buys a plane ticket ends up showing up to the event. So if it's a money issue, what is the first thing that I'm getting them to book is what? Flight. So flight ticket or transportation, and I'm figuring this bad boy out. Now, here's where most people are at. When most people think they don't have the money, they haven't checked. That's not what's happened. So here's what you do. So Ben is telling me, listen, bro, I don't know if I can make it to the event. I don't even know if it's possible for me. He's like, I don't got the money. I was like, listen, I totally get it, brother. Well, let's price it out and see what's possible. Listen, I get your no right now. Here's where I'm at. I know you're not going, but I believe you are. So I'm going to continue talking to you as if you are going. And so the first step in you going is we got to get your flight. And the funny thing is that most of these people will be like, Jesse, you're just like, they're like, I'm not going. I was like, I know, but I can't wait to see you in Vegas. So you can be playful and committed to it and be and have that level of tenacity into it without it being pushing and aggressive. Okay. So one of the things that I'm going to do is let's get onto our booking engine, right? So now I could do this with him or I could not do it with him, but I get onto our booking engine and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, well, let's book. Now, if I want to go check on anything, Priceline, whatever, I want to give him an idea of how much it is, right? Now, sometimes I got to get creative. Ben, I know, lives in Maryland, but he's also not that far from IAD, which is from Dulles. He can get to another airport, or if he can get to Maryland. So if I'm going to go find out what's the cheapest flight from him. Is it a flight from Dulles? Right? So if he leaves on Friday, right? So if money's an issue, he leaves on Friday the 25th and he comes back on Monday. And I'm going to do a search for him. So, oh, this is hotels. I'm going to go to flights. Okay. And I look up online. I do this. Okay. So from IAD. So you travel a lot when you know every airport code almost in the world. That's when you know you're a travel freak. When you hear airport code you've never heard of and you're like, where's that? So, and I'm going to search. Now, I could search our website. We have 2 different search engines on our site for different flights. Okay. Now, obviously, I could even search something fast online if I wanted to and shoot it over to them. But here's the reason why. Okay. Is I'm going to find the flight. And when I find a flight or find the cheapest possible flight, I'm going to send it directly to Ben. Right. So he's like, okay, so this is a $400 flight. This is from IAD during that weekend. So, $400. All right, cool. So I've got this one. What if I change the date until coming in on Thursday? Is it going to be more? Is it going to be less? What if I hand him from Baltimore, Maryland? Okay, so Maryland. All right, so Baltimore. Okay, so BWI. Right. So if I'm flying into BWI, so I'm going to go find it and see what the flight is. Right. Where's the cheapest flight that I can find for Ben from the nearby airports that are on him, and I'm going to send it over to him. So what I would do is I would screenshot this and I would send it to him and they'd be like, hey, this is all we need right now. This is it. I'm not trying to get him all 3 pieces of the elements. So he's like, I don't even know where I would stay. I was like, look, let's get you there. Now I'm down to $350. Here's a $350 flight. Okay. So from BWI. So now all I got to do is find the cheapest flight. And now I send it over to him and I was like, all right, so here's target number 1, 350. 350 is number 1. Okay. So that's all we need. We don't need more than that. The step 1, I promise you, we get the flight, we'll figure out a room. I don't care if you got to sleep in a bathtub. Right. So, so now, of course, we're not going to do that. We're going to figure that out. Here's the thing that changes when people realize they're like, wow, you are like crazy, like almost crazy about me going to this event. And the answer should be yes. That should be the feeling that they have from you. Because it's not a casual, like, well, if you make it, you do, and if you don't, you don't. And it doesn't change my life. It changes your life dramatically. Like, people need to get that's one of those things. And why this is how significant this is. Now, for those that truly understand this, this is where your resourcefulness, your dedication, your follow-up, your commitment, your details are going to push somebody. Now, between now and the event, here's what I want you to know. There are people that if you take on this approach with them are going to be no, 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 no. But what's happening is they're thinking. Maybe, maybe, maybe. It goes from no, 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 not really possible. There's no way I could do it. Maybe I got to figure out a way. So just like the exposure process, when you introduce somebody to Viago, usually when you first call them, they're like, I've been waiting for your call. This doesn't happen to be a travel club, is it? You know what I mean? Like that's not what happens when you first call someone. The exposure process with most people takes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times for them to see something, talk to somebody, see a presentation, for them to say yes. Same things happen with people committing to the convention. It's a bigger commitment, time and resources, but it's not the money, it's the investment. Right. So if they knew guaranteed that their $500, $1,000 that it cost them to get there was going to pay them tenfold, they would go. So we need to get them through step 1. Step 2, hotel, obviously, there's room rates. Now, we've got our room block here. We'll get them into the room block. We have a screaming deal on our room block. So the Rio is all suites. In case you guys didn't know, the Rio is all suites. So there's 2 bedrooms, there's a couch. There's lots of room in these. So you look, it's one of those things. If money's the issue and you got to pile people into a room and figure it out, you figure it out. Right. So, and the last thing I'm looking at is this is, and it's Vegas. Like if you really have to go cheap, you can go cheap. So I'd not necessarily recommend. But look, circus, it's haunted, but it's also very cheap. So that would be, I almost feel like I got to go back and reenact my first event because now I'm coming back to Vegas 22 years later to launch Viago, which is absolutely crazy to me. So the room, the ticket, so you can figure out, I promise you, they get on a plane, they get there, they'll be able to buy a ticket. So now, hopefully these are new people, right? So if you purchased our BOGO deal at the last event, that means what? You got a ticket and you got a ticket for your new agent, okay? So now remember, these free tickets, the BOGO buy one, get one, are not for existing agents or old agents. You can't, they can't be transferred, can't be sold. They can only be transferred to a new person. So this is one of the reasons why we did this, for you to be able to have another reason for someone to get there. So getting people to Vegas. All right. I've been here for almost an hour. I'm not going to take much more of your time on this. I do want to give you a couple more things here. So on this, so Vegas, closing out the month of September, building into October, into these next 30 days. So many of you guys have heard this before, but I want to share it for those that are new, because I think this is really important, is understanding stories. So right now, if you've never been to a convention, this is where you're going to create your first convention stories. Now, here's what's exciting. None of you have been to Viago convention. None of you, myself included. This will be my first Viago convention, just like it will be our first Viago convention for all of you. So first events are very important, but more importantly, the stories that you take with it and how much it can make you when you grow. Now, some of you have heard my stories when it comes to the first guy I heard at my convention. I'm in Riviera. I'm watching this guy cross the stage and he says his name and his state and he says, California. California? California. And I remember watching this going, how much are these people making? They're making like $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month. He can't say California. I was like, I'm getting rich. Like, this is what? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And that was one thing, number one. But there was a defining moment for me. And many of you guys have heard this, but I want to make sure and reiterate it, is a guy named Jim Stovall. Jim Stovall was teaching on the stage. And Jim Stovall was not a part of the company that I was in when I first joined network marketing. He was a guest speaker, a guest trainer, a personal development coach. So, and the personal development coach that he was when he was training was because he wrote a book. Now, Jim Stovall wrote the book called The Ultimate Gift, which later became a movie. Beautiful movie, beautiful book. Jim Stovall went blind. He was not blind growing up. He went blind as an adult. And he talked about how his whole life changed from being successful to now literally moving into a room in the back of his house that was like a 6x6 room with his radio, and literally was going to live out the rest of his life in this little room. But, you know, he ended up making his way out of the darkness, so to speak, because even though you might not have sight, you can have vision. Right. And when he talked about it, he said that your life changes when you change your mind. Your life changes when you change your mind. And he said that through this speech many times. And he's up on the stage, walking across the stage, and I'm glued to the screen because I'm like, this guy's falling off for sure. He's blind. Why is he walking around? Like, sir, stay in one place. But through this presentation, he said, if it's that easy, if you change your life and you change your mind, you change your mind, you change your life, why do so many people fail? And he called it the spider monkey syndrome. He said, so Americans around the world are notorious for, if you can capture it, and, you know, Americans will buy it. So He said they were trying to capture these spider monkeys in Central and South America, and they couldn't get them because they were in the trees and, you know, shooting them with tranquilizer guns, and they couldn't reach them with the nets. So the locals taught people how to capture the spider monkey. So here's how simple it was. You take a glass Coke bottle and you put it at the base of the tree, and you drop a peanut in the bottle. So what happens? Spider monkey looks down, sees that little peanut, doesn't really need it. It's not that hungry, but hey, free peanut, why not? Just climbs down the tree, puts his hand inside the Coke bottle, grabs the peanut, making his fist too large to get out of the bottle. And he just sits there hanging on that one little peanut. Now here's what's crazy. If you don't help that spider monkey will just sit there hanging on to that one little peanut. You could have a spider monkey party all around him, sit there hanging on that one little peanut. Didn't really want it, can't eat it anyway. You could literally have mounds of peanuts next to him, and that spider monkey will sit there hanging on that one little peanut. Didn't really want, can't eat anyway. If you don't help the spider monkey will starve to death, holding on to that one peanut. It didn't really want, can't eat anyway, right? So he said, after doing exhaustive research on the subject of spider monkeys, I feel like I can say in front of you at the Riviera Convention Center here, September 2002, without fear of contradiction, that spider monkeys are stupid. And the whole crowd laughed, right? Jim Stovall wasn't laughing, though. Jim Stovall waited for the laughter to die down. He said, but before we point our fingers at the spider monkeys, he says, what is it in your life that you're holding on to that you didn't need, that you don't want in the first place, that's keeping you from everything you ever wanted, that's starving you to death? And I remember getting physically pushed back in my chair. Oof, I still got chills thinking about that moment. So he said, the person that stands up will be different than the person that sits down today if you pay attention. And he was right. See, I thought I was going for the acquisition of skills. I didn't know I was going for the release of false negative ideas. See, for me, it wasn't so much about the, you know, gaining. It was the letting go that I need to do. I need to let go. For me, I was like, no one's going to listen to me. I'm a 20-year-old kid. I'm a broke dance teacher. Who's going to pay attention to Jesse? So, and I had to let that go. And I let that go that day. So now, was it easier for me? No. But what happened after that point was all of a sudden it went from maybe to possible. And that's all I needed. Now, why is this super important when it comes to conventions? Let me draw this out for you guys so you guys can see. So if this here, okay, represents all knowledge in the entire world, all knowledge in the world that's ever existed, what percentage of this knowledge do you and I know? That would be generous. But for sake of example, let's just say these are the things that we know. These are the things you know out of all knowledge in the entire world. These are the things you know. But these are the things that you know that you know. What do I mean that you know that you know? Like, well, you know, 1 + 1 is 2. You know that you know that. What's your name? You know that. Where do you live? You know that, right? So how to drive? You know that. All right. Then there's another subset of things, and these are things that you don't know, right? So, like, what's something that you don't know? Like, I don't know how to fly a plane, you know? I don't know how to speak Tagalog, right? So some of you guys like, I don't know how to parallel park. For me, I don't know how to roller skate. It's just not my thing, right? So these are things, right? But these are things that you know that you don't know. Now, when there's something that you know you don't know, it's actually pretty easy to get something that you don't know to something that you know. You find somebody who knows it, learn from them, do it over and over and over, and then you know it. It's like, I don't know how to dance. We'll find somebody who knows how to dance, and you can learn those steps, do it over and over. Some of you will learn faster than others, but you can figure it out. However, there's this giant section down here, and these are things that you don't know that you don't know. What's something you don't know that you don't know? Yeah, exactly. You don't know. So when people are thinking about going to convention, usually they're thinking about these things. Well, you know, oh, I'm going to learn some things that I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to prospect. I don't know how to recruit. I don't know how to present. I don't know. That's not even why you come to convention. Here's why you come to convention. This area here. All the things that you don't know that you don't know. See, the breakthrough that most of you are waiting for is not something that you don't know. It's something you don't even know. Good example. I didn't know I needed to meet Jim Stovall. I didn't know I needed to know about spider monkeys. I didn't know that hearing California, like, can you imagine if they were like, listen, Jess, you're going to come to the convention a couple months from now and your breakthrough is going to be somebody mispronouncing the state that you live in. I'd be like, what are you talking about? Right? It doesn't make any sense. And when you get it, but the reason why is there are things that are going to happen at the event, around the event, at the pool, at the inner circle party, at the event, after the event, maybe at the blackjack table while you're sitting next to somebody. But I can tell you that at this event, if you're open, if you're ready, and if you're willing and you're prepared for it, that something will happen that'll be a breakthrough moment where something that's a blind spot will come into fruition and be like, holy Nikes. Shut the front door. I didn't even know I needed to know that. And it was something that was holding me back or keeping me, whether it was an idea, a skill set, a thought, a belief, a something that happens. Because when you are intentional about changing your life and you put yourself in the environment to win, I promise you, this is set up for and orchestrated for you as a calling to get what you need. It's not to say, hey, listen, you're going to invest and sacrifice, and then all of a sudden you're going to show up and you're not going to get it. Now, if you come with a bad attitude, be like, this isn't going to work, then maybe not. All right. But I can tell you that those people, when you really get in the gravity of this and go, look, I am going to have to launch a company, co-create a company and a family reunion with a group of people that want nothing more than to pour into me. That's all we want to do, is continue to pour into you, to improve through our associations, our education, all of those pieces. And this is where it's going to be in Vegas. And the amount of fun you're going to have is going to be crazy. But the story that you're going to have at this event, number one, the pictures and the content that you're going to be able to show people is going to make you so much money, be able to help you so much more dramatically to bring people into our culture and our community. Because what you're doing is you're not recruiting them to you, you're recruiting them to this. You're bringing them into our culture and into our community. And the best way to show that is to show being a part of it. So this event is really being a product of the product, which is really being a product of the community. Because at the end of the day, that's all we're doing. We are inviting people to participate in the world's greatest community. And the reason why it's the world's greatest community is because we have the best people. Now, I'm biased. I get that, right? So, right? But I can tell you, just like Ben said, he got a chance to spend time with our European community and some of our African community, and they're freaking amazing. And when you get a chance to be at this event, now what I'm so excited about is this is going to be a wildly new community of people, because we have so many first timers that are joining Viago from around the world that are coming together to experience Viago for the very first time. So for many of you, there's going to be a completely different energy and vibe. Now, guys, this has nothing to do with the announcements that I know are coming. If I even hinted at what Eddie is going to be dropping on Saturday morning right now, you wouldn't sleep for 30 days. So, and I need you to rest a little bit, because I don't want you to get sick, but we need you to take care of yourself here. But and all of this is leading into closing September. So we need you to close out hard. I know for a fact, some of you guys like, I don't even have anybody signed up. You could have at least 3 people with you. You could have at least 5 people with you. Now you can if you do nothing. So, but let's run after it. Most of you have another gear. Here's the reason why most people don't go all in. They're afraid of getting hurt. That's all. They're just afraid of getting hurt. And it's like, well, what if I get hurt? Yeah, you could get hurt. Look, I get that. But you'll never know what's possible unless you give it everything that you got. Now, I'm not asking for everything that you got for a long period of time. 30 days. 6 days, technically, right now to close out this month, but then 30 days. 30 days. 30 days. I want you to give yourself the gift. Give yourself the privilege of being in full-on action mode for 30 days. Shocking yourself. Do stuff that the people around you go, who is this person? Right? And all you did was you activated the fighter in you, the warrior in you, the passion in you, the fire in you that said, look, this is going to be my time to shine. And I'm not going to be apologized for me being more excited about my future than I've ever been. And for the haters and the naysayers and the people like, oh, you're getting excited or whatever, who cares? They're not going to pay your bills. They're not booking your flights. They're not paying for your kids' investments. They're not definitely paying your mortgage. So it's like, let's not let the people around us that we wouldn't even want to be on vacation with determine the lifestyle that we live. Oh, that's a good one. Write that one down. So, oh, all right, I'm jibber jabbering at this point. So let's close this out. I freaking love you guys, but here's what we need. I need more of you. And what I mean by that is this: I don't need more time. I need more. So it's there. You guys can do it. I know that you can. So closing this month out, get on that leaderboard of the top 10, cross that stage in Vegas, get yourself to 5-5, 10-10, 25-25, close this month out aggressively and get yourself to 50-50 if you can bust it and get to that first leadership meeting, right? And then start picking up those $50 bonuses on everybody. But then more importantly, closing out September as hard as you can is getting as many people as you possibly can to Vegas with you. Now, if you do this, just like when you prospect, there's going to be people that are going to tell you no, and they're going to have the excuse, and you're not going to be able to get through it. But what if you could get a few more people? Because I know once they get there, they're going to be like, thank God you pushed me. Thank God you pushed me to be here. And that's what everyone's going to say. So, and by the way, and you got the JMAC guarantee. So listen, they got nothing to lose. They got everything to gain. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. If they're none happy with it, they've got it. But Vegas is going to be something that I am. I didn't even, again, I didn't even know that this was something that we needed it to be. But when you guys get there and you experience this convention with us, it's going to be magical. So thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for being a part of my journey. Thank you for being an ambassador for our brand. Thank you for being an ambassador for our community. And the idea for us is very simple. Go live a life that's once people want to participate in, and allow that to happen over this weekend. So let's close out September strong. It's my birthday month. Remember, all I wanted for my birthday was you crossing the stage in October, which means you got to wrap up your promotion here this month. We'll see you guys at the end of the month, and I will see you guys on October 1st, next Tuesday, as we launch our new team systems. God bless. Have a great day. Good night. Bye, guys.